last episode of season one and see what happens because now what's gonna happen is people that have been turned are not going to hunt people that are not turned. But then again, there's only small percentage of people that are people that didn't drink the damn thing. And how are they gonna? I mean, all the people that have been turned can only travel at night. Oh, the mother survived, huh? Of course she will. Of course she will. And now she even looks way younger than she was before. Finally, she's been turned fully. Now she's finally one of them. Finally one of them. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. These guys are in danger. Your son is no longer the same. Jeez. There's no service. The sun is coming up. Hopefully by now the sun should be up. And if Aiden can remember what Riley told her, during daytime these guys can't function. They will hide. They will hit themselves. Shut the hell up. Your parents are no more. Oh, they need to. They can leave after. It's over. So their job now is to make sure to destroy all those boats. And I believe they can do it during daytime. They can't do anything during nighttime, but during daytime they have a chance, and somebody needs to bring them up to speed. Hmm. They know where they're hiding. What is she doing? Hmm. Ooh. Wow. 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 It seems like out of all of them, only Riley is one that realized and recognized the sanity behind all of this. You know what I mean? Only him that realized and recognized the sanity, or like the insanity, not the sanity, the insanity behind all of this. He's the only one that understood the curse that this thing brings. That having such power, the curse has been, that the type of curse has been placed on them. Well, they used to have like, from the way their conversation is going, it looks like they used to, maybe he has feelings for her or something. He didn't want her to die. That's the reason why he came back. Ooh, Sarah was their daughter. Oh wow, that's what I'm saying. Like the way I see them interact, and the way he always comes to her house when she was sick. So Sarah is their daughter. Why would you want to go and hide? Run. You should be running. You know that when you fire those shots, you should be running. Ah, jeez. I wish daylight can just come, like literally. I wish daylight can just come out. If you didn't get up. Okay. Okay. You see, what she doesn't realize is if all of those houses burn, there will be nowhere for them to hide once the sun comes up. Okay. Let it burn indeed. When the sun comes up, I will see where they're going to try and hide in. The forest won't be able to protect them. Oh, damn. She got up indeed. She got up. That must be John's or no, Joe's place, right? Hmm. They are setting the whole place ablaze. You guys need to work. You guys need to hurry up. Now, it's not that they have those guys to deal with or to worry about. They also have to deal with that creature itself. So they are burning all the boats to make sure that they don't get out. A dead rat. Something has been feeding off a dead rat here. Chipmunks and some people. People have died here. Ooh, this is this plane's den. You need to run away. You should have just ran. Why keep flashing? Run. It doesn't care. You need to run. Set the place on fire, yeah. Oh, I would like to see what happens when they set it. That's enough. That's enough. That is enough. We don't need to do any. Just set the thing on fire and run. Run. Because if it comes out, it's going to take. Run. I told you to run. Oh, man. Why didn't you take the gun with you? At least it will buy you few minutes. So this is where they're going to stay. Oh, if I were any survivors, if I know that this is where they're going to be, set it on fire. Let them come out to the sun. That church. Keep running. Someone need to shut this woman up, man. This Beverly. Someone need to stop her from speaking. Like the more she speaks, the more she makes things worse. Cause I believe that the priest wanted them to be locked in to teach them how to, you know, you see what he did with Riley, right? To teach these people how to control themselves, how to discipline themselves. But this Beverly just let them out there. Now they have done how they please. How are they going to train them now? Oh, he's going to. What is she going to do? Good. You're not getting out. Yep, you're not getting out. You're stuck in here. Who is Wade? Who is Wade? Who is she talking about? Wade will call who back? You guys need to keep moving. You know what? Do you guys know what? I think at this point, I don't even believe that these kids should escape. Everyone should be, no one should escape out of this island simply because this girl, Liz, she's been drinking that blood for a very, very long time. It was through that blood that restored her, that made her to walk. So no one should leave this island because if they die, they could get up and continue the carnage. I don't feel like anyone should really leave this island. But then again, Sarah did say, Sarah said something like, "Oh, if you the longer you no longer consume the blood, the longer it helps your blood to filter out the bad cell or the bad blood itself." You know what I mean, right? That in a way, the people that have been drinking that blood can still be turned to their normal human lives, right? So if they no longer consume the blood, maybe their cell will eventually filter out the bad essence, the bad blood. No, so now she's deciding who is going to lead, be in there and who will not. Is that what it is now? She's going to decide now who lives and who dies. Mother F. You shot his daughter? You. This. He's gonna turn her. She doesn't want it. Burn it now! Oh. Good. 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 Now they have no place. No place to hide. Wow. Wow. Whoa, come on. Yep, he can no longer fly. Good. He's gonna die with them here. Yep. She's cutting up his wings. Oh, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, you burned it all. You burned it all. You burned it all. How does he feel now? You think? You're not going anywhere anymore. You're not going anywhere. And for the fact, I feel like he feels the sun coming up, right? He's trying to skedaddle. And there's no more houses to hide in. No more houses to hide in. No more houses to hide in. You you guys better hide or something. Wow. Remember the conversation they had, right? Their last conversation, true conversations together. Wow. Whew. This is really awesome. Like the way things are just coming to the end. He was bitten, right? But he didn't transfer his blood to her. So she's not going to turn, is she? Please tell me that that creature is going to get caught in the sun. Someone please tell me that the creature is going to get caught as well. I would really, 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 really like to know what happens to that creature. Because he's the start of all of this. He is the start of it all. Oh, the sun is slowly coming up. And you know that the son of this, he's gonna die too. He's gonna get burnt as well. Oh, she doesn't want to die. She's trying to dig a hole to hide herself. Here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, damn. Tell me that that creature got caught in it too. What about that creature? Yeah, piece of flesh, piece of clothes. She's back to how she was before. Is that it? She's back to how she was before. Is that what they're trying? Is that it? Oh my goodness. Oh my. Let me see if there's any extra scene. There is no extra scene. Come on. Come on, man. All right. Um it looks like in the face of tyranny, in the face of debt, in the face of discomfort. That's when humans are very, very true to themselves and like truthful to themselves, who they are, and to accept the pure truth to themselves. That's when it no longer matters what you've done before. It no longer matters the things you've done. It no longer matters um the it no longer matters what you're gonna do next. What matters now is you are now in the face of death, in the face of fear, in the face of discomfort, in the face of this tribulation. Sometimes, almost of the time, it's also when the creator works his best work or does his best work. And it's also when we human beings understands, like that's when we are truly truthful to ourselves, right? That's when our essence is truth itself. In that particular moment, each and every one of them realized and recognized that there is nowhere to run to. There is nowhere to go now. Now they are stuck because the same thing that created them, the same animosity, the same evilness that had been fueling inside them to do everything that they've been doing, killing others, sucking their blood, turning people, believing in it is also the same thing that destroyed them by or through Beverly. The same thinking, the same selfishness of hers is the same thing that killed her. Burning every house, leaving just two. What was she thinking? I called it out when as soon as I heard her say, "Go burn everything." It's in the Bible. It's this. It's that. It's that. It's this. Forgetting. You see, and you can also, or one can also say, it's also a way for the creator to do his best work too by using the same thinking, the same mindset, the same um, selfishness, right? To turn it around. Because it is Beverly's selfishness, her self absorbedness, right? It is the same her way of thinking and her way of doing things, it is the same thing that killed all of them. Her wickedness is also the same thing that killed her. Her core beliefs in what she believed in, her bottom line, is also the same thing that killed her because it is those beliefs, those hardcore beliefs of hers, her selfishness, self absorbedness, wickedness of hers, it is the same thing that fueled her that pushed her to go burning each and every building, not knowing that those buildings are actually the greatest shield they have to survive. It is actually all they have to carry on the next day. Because even though those ships were burned, if they have a place to camp in the meantime, it's only a matter of time before help comes. It's only a matter of time before someone throws around, or it's only a matter of time before they can huddle up, cut down some trees, and build another boat for them to escape. So, by her burning all those houses, I caught it right away. I'm like, she's stupid. But then again, it is her core beliefs in what she believes in, her selfishness, and everything about her that is going to doom everybody else. So it is something that killed all of them. But what I don't know is if that creature died, because everything started from that creature. Now, the fact that Liz said that she can no longer feel her legs, does that mean that that creature also get got? That creature also caught up in the sun? Because if that's the case, it would definitely signify that Liz can no longer has returned to her normal self. Because whatever the creature created, whatever that came out of the creation, whatever that came out of the creature, if the creature dies, whatever that came out of it also dies, right? So by Liz saying that she can no longer feel her legs, we know that it was through that creature's blood that gave life to her spine again to start being active. So I'm not sure if the creature died, because before the sun even, I believe 10 minutes or so before the sun came up, the creature can already feel it, because I'm not sure how long that creature has lived, probably for a long, long, long ass time. So whenever the sun is about to come, 30 minutes, 10 minutes or 30 minutes before that, his DNA, his essence can already feel it, knowing that it is harmful for him. And for the fact that that creature has evaded the sun this long, that means before the sun can even come up, 10 minutes or 30 minutes before, he will try and take a shield, go somewhere to hide himself. And I am so proud of um Aiden, because before I was like, why are you going back there? Didn't Riley tell you to run? Run as much as you can, as far as you can. Now, looking at how everything ended, you know what? I'm glad she didn't run, because if she had ran, this would have been a chaotic situation in the end, which will help these people get out of that island. And if they had got out of that island, it would have been a bad news Barrett. They would have spread themselves so wide that before the government even figures out, they have already taken over the government itself, the whole world. They would have taken over, and once they took over, there is no more, like, they would have taken over the world eventually, right? So by Erin going back to save as much people as she could, trying to save Riley's mother and father and his family, but the family didn't believe her simply because they just couldn't believe that their son is dead. And by going to that church, he opened the door for each and everyone to see that which has been terrorizing them this whole time. That which they have felt in their core, in their DNA, that has been terrorizing them this whole time. Because that creature, ever since that creature came on that island, he's been terrorizing them little by little until the final end, the bitter end. So I'm not sure if there's going to be season 2, but I get to say that this is a wonderful show. A very wonderful show. And it's just unfortunate that Liz can no longer walk again. Whatever that gave her that opportunity or that ability, when he dies, he has also taken that which he created or which he gave. So I think the creature is dead because remember when the creature was flying out trying to escape, thanks to Aiden by holding herself long enough to make sure she dismantles this creature's wing as much as she could, making sure that she cripples this creature, making sure she cuts every part as much as she could with her strength sipping away each second. She held on long enough to make sure that she dismantled this creature's wing as much as she could so that this creature will not run away long enough to elude the sun from destroying it. So I think the creature died, but you guys can feel free to let me know what you think about the whole show and what you think about what I said. Do you think the creature is dead? Somehow I feel like he's dead due to the fact that it was his blood that gave life to Liz's spine to start working again. So, due to the fact that Liz said, I can no longer feel my legs, which means she's been returned to her normal self. Her blood has filtered out that creature's blood eventually. Now she's good. And she didn't get cut in that sun and die. So, which means that the creature is dead. Because each time we see a vampire movies, whatever that gave birth to them, when it dies, it takes them with them. It takes them with him or with her or whatnot. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to rest it here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this reaction. I'm glad that I got to finish this show. I know it's been weeks since we saw the last episode, but because I just haven't made enough time to really sit down and just finish the whole 3 episodes, and I get to do it now. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Much appreciated. Feel free to post your thoughts. If I missed anything, feel free to add. And on that note, stay safe. Keep on keeping on.